Alright everybody, now it's time for my review of last night's America's Got Talent episodes of the Season 7 of the Top 48 Quarterfinals Week 3. Now, I can tell you, there really wasn't that much buzzing going on in last night's show. But anyways, let's get a review of the acts, and let's get started. First, our first act that performed last night was the Untouchables, which one of their mentors, as we know, a couple of their mentors, as we know, were part of the Miami All-Stars from last season, and they somehow kicked off the show with a bang, kind of a great way to start it. Now, although Howie was seeing another kid dance group, lucky though this time, Howie said that this one was not a recital. This was more like an actual dance, and that's what Howie wanted, and even Howard and Sharon were even impressed about it as well, so great way to start the show. Oh, so going for the Untouchables, I definitely think they're going to move on to the next round, so yeah. And next up after that, the next act was rock star juggler Mike Price, which, now, he too, even though he never mentioned it on the air, I know that on Facebook he too also had a mentor, which was a former act from last season too, because I can remember last season Charles Paychuk was pretty much Mike was on the show, and I know Charles actually happened to be Mike's mentor. So anyways, Mike did his act. He was on a unicycle. He first started juggling knives, then he started juggling these things which were lit with fire. Of course, during the act he somehow dropped it. I know the song that he used it to was Won't Get Fooled Again by The Who. I know, as I said, he did drop it. However, normally when an act drops something or falls down, they usually get buzzed. But even though Piers isn't on the show anymore, well, Howard sometimes does it. But unfortunately, luckily though, Mike did not get buzzed. But unfortunately, since the act didn't go well, I don't think he'll be moving on. But so, Rockstar Juggler Mike Price, 7 out of 10. I have to give him 7 because of no buzzing. Then the next group after that was Inspire the Fire, which is a singing dance group of more like gospel-like voices. Kind of like the Glee thing. And for the song they performed Firework as performed by Katy Perry, and the performance was just okay. But this is the second time this season that on Got Talent History that Firework was performed, because I know last season on the YouTube show it was performed by the Cho Choir Powerhouse, which I remember how he buzzed that act. But however, this act was not buzzed, but it was just okay. And Howard said that their fire had pretty much gone out. It almost feels as if the fire department definitely may have gotten the best of them. Well, yeah, because they're meant to put out fires, but so Inspire the Fire, even though I like them, I don't think they're going to go on. 7 out of 10. Then the next act after that was Kristen Sandhu, and he did his more dangerous thing of the board balancing act. But of course, although he tried to stand up and use it to a song, I don't know what it is. But when he stood up, unfortunately, he ended up falling off the boards, but he didn't get injured though. However, because of that, Howard ended up buzzing the act, and unfortunately, he was the only act to get buzzed last night, so Kristen Sandhu really blew it. I do feel sorry for him, so Sandhu, 6 out of 10, not going to move on. Then the next act after that was Elusive, and he did a dance to a James Brown song, I think. I don't know the name of it, but the dancing was not that bad. Of course, Howard said that if he moves on, he'd really be up against Turf, which I was surprised to see Turf go through last week. I had Turf as a wild card pick, but I'm actually fine with him going through. But Elusive, the dancing was not that bad. I don't know if it's enough to make it through to the semifinals, and I originally had him as a wild card pick, but I'm actually not going to make him that. But Elusive still gets a good score, 8 out of 10. Then next up after that was a singer named Jake Wesley Rogers, and he played his own arrangement of the Britney Spears song Toxic, and the performance of the choice, it was just okay. Hey, probably not the best he's done, but at least he tried his best. I don't think he's going to go through, so Jake Wesley Rogers only gets 7 out of 10. Then the next act after that was All Wheel Sports, and they are another stunt bike team, but they also had some dancers in there too. That was kind of makes it more like everything. But and of course, lucky though, this act actually went pretty well. I was surprised to see that and it actually went so good, and there were some great things about it. Such as even with the dance, and they had to do it on a much smaller stage, but even with the smaller stage, it can even pay off. So I am definitely impressed with All Wheel Sports. They're definitely going to go through. Perfect 10 out of 10. The next up after that was a band called Wordspit the Illest, which is kind of a mix of rap and R&B in that. And they took a risk because they performed an original song. Some people say it was kind of a mistake. Well, Howie and Sharon thought it was a mistake, but Howard actually liked the idea of an original song. And I know what, I think the rapping in the band and the singing actually is pretty fantastic. Probably won't be enough to get them to the semis, well, for this. However, I do appreciate them with an original song, and I'm sure, and I know what, I think they'll deserve a second chance, so I do have them as a wild card pick. So Wordspit the Illest, 8 out of 10. I do appreciate the original song. At least it's good to try something new that you haven't done. Then next up after that was a stand-up comedian, Jacob Williams, and he did some of his own jokes as well, and a lot of people even laughed about it. Of course, Sharon thought that the material was just a bit okay, but there were some other good upsides. The other judges kind of liked it, but I can tell him that even if he goes through, he'll have competition because he'll be up against Tom Cotter, which I'm pretty happy Tom Cotter went through last week. I definitely can't wait to see him again in the semis. And you know something? I usually would only keep one comic, but since Jacob was actually pretty good, he's not going to get a perfect score due to what Sharon briefly said. But since the comedy was so fantastic, Jacob Williams, 9 out of 10. I think he'll still make it to the semifinals anyway, because I did vote for him. The next act after that was a drag act known as All Beef Patty. And Patty, well, since we found out who his real name is. Jason Gerber is his real name. So Patty, he performed the Oscar-nominated Billboard #1 hit from Footloose, Let's Hear It for the Boy. It was just quite fun, but some people say that All Beef Patty may have been like a cabaret singer. It's kind of like that, but I did see some good upside, so All Beef Patty, 8 out of 10. Probably not going to make it to the semifinals on the first try, but I think it's actually pretty interesting, so I think I might make him be a wild card pick, too. Then next up after that was Spencer Horseman. He was an escape artist, and this time he tried to, and there was a bed of big sharp nails that was lying, and he had to go into a box, and this time no one could see what he was doing, and he timed this stunt for 45 seconds. Lucky though, he actually managed to get out of the box with only 13 seconds left. At least he was able to escape, but unfortunately the judges think that it didn't go well as he thought. So, and unfortunately I think he may have blew it, but that's okay. Spencer Horseman, 7 out of 10. I think this is going to be the end of the road for him, so yeah. And then the last act to perform was the Lightwire Theater, and they always use these glow light in the dark puppets, and you know what? That was pretty interesting, and you know what? Blacklight performing has really been so popular on the show. Fighting Gravity in Season 5 and Team Illuminate last season. Now with the Lightwire Theater doing this, I think they're really picking up the pace. So another reason why you should have why Blacklight performing is so popular. And you know what? I think that group really should have their own show in Vegas. I'm sure people will definitely pay to see that. They are another one of the big favorites to win this season, well, along with David Garibaldi and his CMYKs, which I was happy about back in week 1. They are popular. But the Lightwire Theater, so amazing. Definitely, I think audiences will definitely see them, and I think they're definitely going to go, not just go to the semis, but maybe all the way to the finals. I'm definitely gonna be a big fan. So, Light Wire Feeder, 10 out of 10. Great job for them. So, okay, there you go. Those are the acts. So, as to reveal, of the 4 that I'll go through, my top 4 picks for the acts that I want to go through are the Untouchables, All Wheel Sports, Jacob Williams, and Light Wire Feeder. And I only have 2 wildcard picks, so my 2 wildcard picks that should get a second chance and come back for the wild show are Wordspit and the Illest and All Beef Patty. So, anyways, we'll see how the results go. And tonight's show also will feature performances from the DJ singer Havana Brown, as well as the winning act from this season of Britain's Got Talent, Ashleigh and some dog, and it's a dancing dog. I don't know the name of it. Can't remember the name of it, but either way, I'll mention it when I upload this video. But anyways, we'll see how the results go. I'll probably get at least 2 right? Maybe, I don't know if I'll get all of them right, but anyways, we'll see how it turns out. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again in the next video. Hope you enjoyed my review. See you next time.